So we can also use.
So Akhilesh, once you say we can start the session.
We can start this session.
Okay, perfect. Let me. Okay, so once again, good evening. Let me switch on my camera so that we'll be knowing each other. Let me know once you're able to see me. Are able to see my.
Yes, sir, you visible.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so today I'm able to see Shivam Gupta, Abu Musdak, and Mohit Chauhan.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Mohit. Okay. So I just understand from Akhilesh, Shivam Gupta is into kind of a drones startup. Is Mohit is also having any of the startup? Uh,
Yes, sir. We are into two-wheeler safety.
okay. What exactly? So, okay, let us have a small introduction. That's always better to go further. Can we have a quick introduction from every one of you so that I can have better understanding while doing the discussion?
Sure.
So first, I will start with myself.
Yeah.
So I am Shivam Gupta. So what we are doing is, sir, we are actually initially we started our startup in college, and in that we started building customized solutions in the drone sector for the Indian Army and for the police. Later on, we are on the process of standardization. So right now we are having two projects. First one is that we are making nano-sized drones. That means that the size of the drone is of our palm size. And second one is we are building a drone in which is specifically for Delhi police. It is used for surveillance and security, and it is equipped with 5G module. So these are two projects in which we are working on.
Very good. And this will be used for a law and order or traffic or what exactly? Delhi
No,
police.
sir, for law and order, for law and order. Our primary use case is completely surveillance. Actually, we have already supplied our drone in anti-Naxal forces. It's in Maharashtra. And our primary clients in the Indian Army is Assam Rifle and the Army, which who deals in international borders.
Oh, very good. Fantastic. Hmm. Okay. I think we know Abu already. Uh, Mohit, from your side.
Yes, sir. So I'm in second year of my college. I'm from Jamia Millia Islamia University, and
Mhm.
we are working on DHAL. DHAL stands for Dynamic Heavy Accident Avoidance and Locator System. It's basically a system that's aiming for two-wheelers to avoid accidents that happen due to pothole or poor road quality or speed breakers that are not visible to naked eye in condition like heavy rain, fog, and something like that. So we are building a sensor-based solution for that that will be act as an early warning system for two-wheelers. So that's what we are working on right now.
Oh, this is a fantastic, really. The most vulnerable or danger of this potholes road is for
Yes,
the two-wheelers. Okay, and
yes,
really we need to take, and because of the population of two-wheelers is very high in India as a country, this is really fantastic. I don't know how exactly it's going to work. Maybe you can share some of the thoughts during our conversation. Okay,
sure.
uh, so that we can try to connect the dots. Uh, Okay, perfect. So today's see on Monday we had a session on with respect to market research and strategy, which is very directly connect to any entrepreneurship or maybe business or startup, whatever you call it as, which is directly relevant to the business. Okay. And today's topic slightly different. It's more into team management and leadership. Okay, it's a very generic, open, and it is not only connected to any entrepreneurship or a industry or a startup. It is more of an individual. Okay, we believe that we are born leaders, right? Always we believe. Okay, everyone we are leaders, right? Do you agree? Yeah. So
Yes, sir.
when uh, when we have that kind of a characteristic, especially in India, everyone want to be a leader, and I am pretty much sure that every one of us will be having our own uh, way of handling the things, way of dealing the things, way have a conversation with our own family, friends, colleagues, office environment, okay, whatever it may be. Ultimately, in one liner, if I want to say, leader mean how he is going to conclude his interaction with others. Okay, that's all about. If you take as a marketing executive, how exactly is going to close the lead based on his own skills. Again, that leadership comes at the top. A entrepreneur, how exactly is going to lead his business. Okay, I am able to see another two more colleagues joined. Okay, it's
Hello,
good
good
to
evening,
have a
sir.
introduction of these two colleagues also.
Uh, am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm Shatakshi and I'm from Team Gyan Sagar, and I'm currently a third year student studying in IGT2W Delhi.
Okay. So you're into some ideation or startup or entrepreneurship mode.
Yes, sir.
So what exactly?
So, sir, we are building a website for now, which will help college students, especially freshmen, with uh, like mentoring, connecting with alumni, peers, and basically that.
Okay, you're trying to help all the resources which is required for the college students.
Like basically for connecting purpose, to connect with the peers, to connect with seniors, alumni, and gain events information and mentorship from them.
Okay. Okay, this is specifically for your own college, right?
Sorry, sir, you're not audible.
This is specifically for your own college. Is it my voice is clear?
Okay, now it's clear. No, it's not for our own college. We will like start in a college, but we'll also expand it to other colleges. For now in Delhi, and
Okay. Okay, I'm able to see Kaushik Chakravarti.
Hi Rajesh,
Hey,
Kaush side. I am from NASCOM team only. So
oh,
I don't have my own startup at this point in time.
good, good to.
So
You're also going to be a
thank you
mentor
for
for
having,
our.
thank you for this
Thank you.
workshop. Thank you so very much.
Good. Okay, so I think we were at the point now to understand about the leadership and as well as the team management. So as I said, Indians, we are all born leaders. Everyone want to be a leader in our own space. And when we say leadership, as I said, in every conversation, interaction, and every action, we try to demonstrate or showcase our leadership, and it is required, right? Uh, and other side, the team management, it's again, even if you take that our own olden days of Sanatana perspective, also, if you look into everyone is a kind of a having a team of dealing the set of people, maybe their own family members, neighbors, or if he is a student means among the student he has to deal, okay, not as a leader, at least to deal with a good flow among the students and friends. Okay, as a family member, head of the family. Okay, when you come into the uh, corporate or maybe professional or industry, obviously you have to manage either directly or indirectly set of team members. Okay, and these two is a very common in mm, 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 most of the cases, right? And also, it is not specific to any entrepreneurship, as I said already. Startup, it's more of an individual as a person, what we are going to gain in the leadership. Okay, see, when the leadership comes, mean again, as I said, it's an individual as a character, right? Okay, I think we might have heard many times in many occasions that in an industry, someone is going to say, we need leaders, not managers, right? I think you might have heard that. Okay, it's a big difference between the manager and leaders. Okay, so similarly, when you go into any of the industry or maybe any of the organization, they need something. You always use that one word called that we need a proactive leaders. Okay, not the reactive leaders. Okay, again, if you look into that one word is again leader stands as it is. Okay, so by saying that one, leadership will not come as a to us as in one topic or maybe one specific skill or a characteristic, which includes umbrella or Pandora box of many things. Okay, a leader can become any human being or any person can become a leader when is going to acquire many things. Example, on a first level, if I want to say a leader who can secure his network. Very first thing. That is a suraksha. Okay. That means if he is working in a corporate as a team lead or maybe manager, he should know how to take care of his team. Okay. Or if he is working in a business or entrepreneurship, he should safeguard his business as a holistically. And as a head of the family person, he is also leader. He should ensure that one how to take care of secure of my family. And if you're working some of the outside organizations, okay, any organization, it may be NGO, it may be temple, or it may be any public uh, created organization, it should ensure how exactly we can safeguard our values of or maybe our mm, the visions of our uh, organization safe and securely. Okay, so this is a very first thing. And number two is a leader always should think about the growthness or maybe grow. Okay, how exactly I can grow my leadership or maybe my team or maybe my engagements or maybe my responsibilities. Okay, so in the four principles of the leader, one is security, other one is a grow. The third one is something called operations administration. How exactly I can take care of running the things in a smooth way. Okay. And the number four is the well-being of our my team or my organization or my what do you call mm, for what I'm responsible for. Okay, this is a very high level uh, comes, and below that it comes for a leader. He should acquire many things, like he should set a proper goal settings, or he should having a pretty good skill of problem solving. If any issue comes, how exactly I need to solve those things. And also should have a very good conflict management. Like example, if I want to deal with other uh, team members or other managers, other leaders, or a hierarchy above, how exactly I need to manage that conflict conversations or whatever maybe. And the most important thing is how to take care of my team. Okay, team spirit. And part of that one, learning ability. Okay, my team also should grow. I also should grow only through learning, upskilling perspective. And the other side is competitiveness. Always the leader should think there is a competitive should be there within ourselves and with the team as a team goal. Okay, competitiveness. And the last one is the most important for a leader is communication. How I am good in communicating to others, and also vice versa. Am I able to listen from others so that I can prepare for my communication? right? So these are the very high level. Let me go to some of the slides. Okay, since this is a very informal uh, uh, conversation on the leadership and team building, I just try to take in a very lightweight and fun mode of a PPT. Okay, maybe later part we can go into the structured characteristic of a leadership and team management. Okay, let me share my screen. Yes, I'm trying to share. Okay. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Let me go to. Yep. Okay. So if you're able to see my screen, the heading says I'm a leader. This is what actually I said in the beginning. Every one of us is born born to lead or maybe born leaders, right? And if you look into the right left side picture, we always try to intend to grow or to go to the top. I don't think any human being, whether it's a leader or not a leader, maybe manager or maybe whatever it may be, he never think that one, I don't want to grow. Right? It never be the case generally, or at least 99.9% of the cases. Maybe 0.1% of the cases, maybe there, hey, I don't want to grow, right? But that is not the case. Okay. So I just go through some of the pictures. Through that, we can have a lively conversation. And also, as I said in the last session, it is a kind of a very interactive conversation. What I have gained the knowledge in the last 32 years as a, I don't want to use a leader word, but still in the leadership position. Okay. Whatever I gained and whatever I learned, I try to share with you with a good examples. And also, if you have your own good thoughts, which is not maybe covered in this topic, you can also share with me. It's a learning to me also, right? Let me click the, yeah, this is one of the favorite. Always, I try to uh, convey the message, or I also try to digest myself. Leadership is not about power, it is about responsibility. And again, in the one more word, also I normally say leadership is not a position, it is an action. Okay. So it is not that when someone is going to say, hey, you're a chairman, leader. Okay, let me go and sit in this chair and do the things. Okay. I don't think at that point of time as an appointment, you may accept him as a leader, but then very next, if no action from him, I don't think someone is going to or anyone is going to be accept him as a leader. Okay, it's not a position, it is a actions. So similarly, again, leadership is not about power. Okay, in the industry, if you might have seen that one, managing director, vice president, senior vice president, whoever it may be. All this is, he may be having certain extent of power. He can make some changes. He can expect some changes. He can expect some deliverables. Okay. Again, he may not be a leader, but who takes the responsibility of the growth. Okay. Who takes the responsibility of the security of his team or his organization, or who takes the responsibility of well-being. Okay, and do the actions in the right spirit, in the right time, for the right purpose, he is a leader. So in nutshell, the definition hope makes you better. And again, here also with respect to our startup perspective, since you are ignited this idea of startup or entrepreneurship, you have to bear the maximum responsibility of those initiatives. And as I said, you have that invisible born skills as a leader, Now you have to own additional responsibility to demonstrate the leadership to the external world, right? So this is what one small or a important message I want to pass on, that the more you own the responsibility, the more your brain clicks. The more your brain clicks, the more your eyes are going to be search for actions. Then your hands are going to do actions. And obviously you are able to do better as a holistic as a person, right? So this is what one big thing we should keep in mind as a leaders. Okay, I should shoulder the responsibility. Once again, one more definition, or maybe one more, the big word always I try to share. If you look into this one, no, the path has been created by this leader and everyone is follows. Okay, if you look into this, very beautiful picture. Okay, followers will never know how hard the leader tries to create a path. So what it mean by, when you ignited as a new idea of startup or entrepreneurship, okay, you might have gone through tough decisions, tough time, challenges, and you surpassed those. And when you're going to establish as a entrepreneurship or maybe a company or maybe startup, then when you're going to give employment to others and they're going to reap the benefit of that employment, the mean of salary, whatever it may be, definitely they will not be knowing how much hardship you put into the place as a leader. Okay, this is a straight example for you as a students or maybe startup entrepreneurs. Okay, so again, it is not only for your own perspective, even anything. If you look into any successful businessman or successful bureaucrat or successful even politician also, okay, he might have made his own path or way is hard. Nothing is going to come as ready to eat on the plate. Okay, so followers normally they will not be knowing, but some followers will be knowing how that my leader has created this path, and he is also going to create his own path, and he is going to become a leader. Okay, so this is second definition. Just I wanted to give in a very high level. Okay, so this slide I want to spend a little bit more time with you all. Okay, how exactly a leader, sorry, oops, yeah, how exactly a leader should think as a successful entrepreneur. Okay, anatomy of a successful entrepreneur. This is what the definition says here. Okay, I picked up from some of the startup stories. Okay, when I was into startup studio of SAP. Okay, many things we used to say, and this slide is always more favorable to me and even for the my startup friends who used to come to SAP. Okay, am I clear till now, so that we are in the right path and right pace?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, as an entrepreneur, you have to observe these 8 points, and it denotes with the 8 parts of your body. Okay, and all these parts are movable parts in your body, right? And each part will be having its own uh, responsibility, I can say, or its own reservation, or its own uh, 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 what do you call ownership of. Okay, let us take into the very first thing, the brain, a pool of ideas, obvious, right? You just start something to do by seeing many things in front of you, and then you thought you found a kind of a spark or ignition that let me do something like this. Okay, that mean what? It should be always a continuous. All these things are continuous motions within your body parts. Okay, it's not like a one time. Okay, again, a leader cannot be a one time leader. A leader is always a leader. So similarly, the your brain will be having a pool of ideas. And again, your brain is going to filter down up to the smallest level, which can be implemented or it can be operational wise. Okay. And then once your ideas come, your eyes should look for the investors and opportunities. Okay. Now you have idea in your mind. Look for the investors and opportunities. See, again, we should not confuse here that investors means money investors. Okay. Investors can be kind of a goodwill investors within your ecosystem. A subject matter expert in that area can be your investor with through sharing the more and more success stories or failure stories in that specific product or service. Right? He is also investor, not only money investor. And your family members, your father and mother also investor because they're going to invest their time, effort, energy for your success. They're also investors. That means you have to look the investors in equal opportunity space, not only money investors. And also opportunities where I can place my product, where I can place my service. Okay, where else I can look for the opportunity to collaborate. Okay, again, opportunity means it is not only that opportunity where I can sell the product. Okay, we should look into the opportunity in many directions. Your eyes should be always okay. And then if you come to other side, the ears, listening to customers' feedback. Again, it is not that end customer feedback. Okay, I think we all know that one. Every action will be having an internal customer and external customers and end customers. So like that, when your idea has been explained to your own partner or your own parents, family members, or subject matter expert, you listen their feedback because he's a customer for that conversation. Right? Do you agree? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So because I will be seeing only the screen, not the participants. Okay. Just I would like to know whether I'm in the right pace and it's going to be really hit your thoughts. Okay. Listening to customer feedback, not only end customer. Of course, once your product has been designed, you're going to make a prototype, you're going to put into the market. No, give more importance for the customer feedback. Your ear should be always open for your customer feedback. Next, your mouth, communicating the vision. Okay. Many times I seen some of the examples, no, they try to express about the product. What is this product? What this product can do? What this product price? Okay. Again, you should try to communicate your vision, what you're trying to achieve in the customer space or customer shoes or customer ecosystem. Make it as a big picture. Okay. Example, I can tell you one example. When I met one guy in my startup studio, he said he was into kind of a inventing one iron box or iron steam pressing, I believe. Okay. He was not telling to his customers or to me, we have come up with an innovative iron box. Okay. He is coming and telling that one, we will make you present with a nice clothing in front of your customers through our product. Because my product is going to make that pressings in such a way that one, you're going to looks good in front of your customers. That is what is vision. Okay. Not the product, something like that. Okay. So then let us go to the next part, the heart. Okay. This is again most important, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're a social worker, whether you're a what do you call good, successful bureaucrat or maybe successful employee of a company, whatever it may be, whatever you do, do with passion. Okay. And I'm pretty much sure when you ignited the ideas, thoughts to come up with this kind of a startup or entrepreneurship, you already have that passion within you. Okay. So that passion should be there till the life. It cannot be again for the situational based passion. Okay. The passion, I'm pretty much sure this is maybe kind of a very a lightweight comment. I may be telling you that one, the passion will never die with anyone. It's going to be there, whatever the case. Okay. So recently when I use this word passion, no, I would like to really give a small example here. A dance teacher of known to me, she was very passionate in the dance, and she is a kuchipudi expert in Karnataka. And the other side, if someone sees her, they do not believe she's a great dancer because she's pretty hefty. Okay, and also close to 95 or something kilos, or maybe she is undergone to kind of a cancer treatment. Okay. And after taking the treatment in the cancer treatment, everything, I met her almost 6 months later after the treatment. She was a little bit of lean compared to earlier what I seen 6 months back. Then I asked, what madam, what happened? And then she said, "Hey, I diagnosed with the early stage in the cancer. So I took the treatment and suddenly I shocked. And I said, really, I surprised to see you. It's such a kind of a, again, the glamorous kind of a face and the conversation, even though you undergone the cancer. She said only one thing. When I was in hospital, the cancer hospital, I was able to see all the patients because I'm more passionate about my dance and my life. I have got cured so short in time, and I'm again back to my dance stage just because of my passion. Even in the hospital, except few days of chemotherapy or whatever the operations, no, she used to do the practice there also in the hospital. That is where that passion is made her again to take the rebirth in her case. Okay, maybe I don't know how far this is very relevant to you. What I want to say, because recently I gone through this conversation, that's why I wanted to give this as a example. The passion should be there, whatever it may be, from your heart, not only from your mouth. Okay, and stomach, trust your gut. Everything put it into your stomach. Okay, there may be success, failures, challenges, anything. You should have that guts to digest everything. And you should trust that one. I can take this load. I can take this challenge. Okay. This is what one more thing you should have it is to be very stubborn in every impact or maybe every uh, uh, thing which is you're going to face the situation. Okay, so then Lex indicates that keeps them going in tough time. You don't stop. You should not stop. Okay, if something is not going on its tune, what you tuned, try to retune it. Okay, fine tune it to go in a right direction, and you also keep moving. Don't stop. Okay, so and the last one again, this is really very good. The dream high but stick to the ground. This is really, I try to explain this in many types, but I could not able to make that kind of an impact and punch that, okay, your feet should be on the ground, but still you should feel that I'm flying with colors. Okay. And, uh, and along with the dreams, you should fly, but your feet should be on the ground. Otherwise, you're going to misbalance, right? So I like this among the many of the slides. This slide is more relevant and impact for any of the startup guys or who's going to dream for a startup. Just I want to pause it here. Anyone would like to add from your side as a leader, as a successful entrepreneur, or maybe successful startup fellow or ideator? How do you feel from your side on this space, on this slide? Anyone?
Yes, I completely agree with this, and I believe that the point where we said like we have to keep going, how no matter how tough that situation is. So that's the main thing, I believe, and yeah, other things are really important as well.
Good. Anyone else? See, on a lighter note, once again, a leader should always keep talking. He should never be silent. He may be a good listener, but again, he should keep talking, having a good conversation. When I go to the colleges, the big challenge I face is that when I ask some question, no one stands up. Okay, maybe what are the reason? Shy, or maybe why I should tell in front of my friends if my answer may be wrong and all. I always tell no one will be knowing 100% correct. This is for the students. Again, if your student may be applicable to you also, no one will be knowing 100%. But whatever we know, we should really make that as a kind of a crisp conversation. First, stand up and talk what is expected from you. The moment you stand, I think the leadership itself ignited within you. Okay. That's what the first step of the leader. Okay. So that's why always I give vote for the student who's going to stand in the class to answer. It may be 5% right or 10% or maybe 100% right. At least bother about that answer. Okay. What is the percentage of answer is able to give? Okay. More important is who's going to stand up first. So similarly, I always feel good or better if you have a conversation in a positive way, whatever you understood or whatever you would like to know more from my side. Okay. So let's move to the again how a leader should aim to grow. The next slide is going to give comfort versus growth zone. Okay. As I said, a leader is always a leader. Okay. However, the situations may make the leader to relax or a slow pace or a fast pace or maybe keep running. Okay. Nevertheless, the one thing you should really avoid that comfort zone. Okay. Other three will be there in the life. Okay. If you look into that, any leader, if you want to become a successful, he has to move in this direction from walking to running. Okay. And this is very, very self-explanatory. Okay. No lengthy conversations and uh, mm, lecture is required, right? The what is comfort zone? The moment I'm also pretty much clear in the startup time, you never be in comfort zone, ideation time, right? You never be, you cannot be. Okay. However, there may be few stages you may feel comfort. Okay. Example, I just understand from uh, the drone, Shivam Gupta. So he's into more of a drone and he made better improvement to have that palm size of a drone. He supplied to the army and Assam Rifles and also Delhi Police. If Delhi Police says, hey, this is really good, it's going to be useful to our dark areas in the Delhi to create the safe zone for women. Okay, we are going to give big orders to you. You just participate in the tender. Okay, it will be pretty big multi number of lakhs or crores. I don't think that Shivam is going to sit back. Oh, now I'm going to get a big orders from the Delhi police of crores. I don't think, right? And it should not be if that is the case. Just example. So you should come out from the comfort zone, and again you should not be fall in the fear zone. Okay, that is where you have to come out. If at all, if you feel that these three factors is bothering your mind, okay, you should come out from that fear zone. Very first, lack of self-confidence. That means when you're going to communicate, when you're going to share your idea, thoughts, or innovation, you should have the self-confidence, and which is possible only when your hands are dirty. Okay, so because whatever you may be good in technological, ultimately you have to sell the technology to the non-techie guy. Okay, so you should have that self-confidence and common sense, and you should not find any excuses. Okay, there may be, but nevertheless, we should try to raise it. And mm, you also going to be in a fear zone that no, when you're going to be affected by others' opinion. Yes, you should hear that others' opinion, and that should not become a fear to you. And you should be ready for coming out from those opinions and catch up or weld that opinions to the success side. Okay. And the third circle for a leader is most important, that the learning zone. And everyone is going to be continuously learning one or other way. Okay. Even I myself would like to give always example. After 32 years in industry, I was in manufacturing industry for a different departments, production, procurement, customer relationship, and also small part of time in the finance, warehouse management. And then 20 years I was in IT industry, biggest ERP company of SAP. Okay, so there also I worked in a different departments as a consultant, business development manager for industries like ITC, ABV, Dauber, ONGC. Okay, then customer support from last almost close to 10 years to supporting our global customers of my product. Still, even today, I feel when I'm going to take some new assignment or new challenge, oh, I need to learn these things. Okay, so the learning thrust should be there throughout your life. Okay, to deal with challenges and problems, to acquire new skills, or maybe to extend your comfort zone. Okay, again, this comfort zone is different. That the first circle of comfort zone is different. Okay, what does this comfort zone means? Extend your comfort zone means today I'm able to convey this session, leadership and team management to you, mean the next session, which wherever I'm going to take, I should do even better. Okay, so that means today I'm comfortably I'm able to speak with you. That means my comfortness should increase when I'm going to take the next session to the next set of students, entrepreneurs, or maybe, or it may be the corporate members. That way. So similarly for you, when your idea you're able to sell to Delhi police or Assam Rifles or maybe your own college students, tomorrow you should be easily able to convince anyone in front of you. That is a kind of a comfort you should have. And the last circle, this is what again more important for any of the leader. Okay, you should find a purpose. Okay, what I'm doing, why I'm doing. Okay, something like that, and you have to leave it the dreams. And that's what the last point says. No, my leg and foot should always look for the growth and dreams, and set new goals, stage by stage. Set new goals. Okay, and conquer objectives. Okay, so again, I take that the two-wheeler Chauhan, Mohit Chauhan. Okay, I really appreciate that when you say that when you're going to build something for the two-wheeler riders so that they can uh, escape or they can avoid the accidents due to the potholes or whatever the condition space. Okay. Again, you try to see how exactly this I can make it widespread kind of information to the toolers who are also not going to use this device or object, whatever it may be. Okay. Something like that. Okay. So ultimately, a leader should never sleep, sit, or consume the comfort zone and fear zone. It should be always more to the learning zone and growth zone. This is what actually this slide's definition. Is it clear? Any questions, clarification in this space? Hello?
Clear, sir.
Okay,
It is clear, sir.
perfect. Let's just move to the fun side of the again. Uh, if you look at the center portion and the first one slide, again, as I said, no, I took all these pictures from different places from last 1 year and try to make it as a more meaningful to any of the uh, trainings. Okay, an opportunity is like a biscuit dipped in a tea. A little delay and it's gone. Right? Very simple. When we have the idea, when we have the right situation, just wrap it as quick as possible. A few moments or hours delay, a day's delay may create one more competition to you. I think on Monday I gave one example on the Aether. Okay, see, when I was doing my PG on the project management, program management in the IAMB, there my professor, he was a mentor for the Aether project for them, the investors or promoters. He was telling that Aether invested a lot of time on the Aether EV vehicles design, development, manufacturing, and cost effective way to give to the customers. They given less time to the marketing. Okay. So when this brainstorming has taken place and this professor has highlighted, hey, you spent almost your energy and effort 90% in your timeline for your product and manufacturing capabilities. Only 10% time you have, which is really less for your marketing and go to market space. Then they realized, then started looking into the market. And what I understand in that space, because of this less time spent on the go to market and marketing side, the whole project uh, launch of the vehicle is delayed almost close to 1 year. In that 1 year, the competition in the EV vehicles has been increased 300% for them. Okay. So that's why a delay is really make their life even more miserable. Otherwise, the Aether vehicle supposed to come a year back, what they launched, okay, in 2 years back, okay, and they would have ruled even more or better market. In that 1 year, lot of EV vehicles has come into the market. Okay, so this is one really good example. I felt that one, no, how the delay in every phase of the product development or innovation or ideation go to market stage, no, which can lead to miss something on the bus. Okay, and the center one. Okay, this is again the entrepreneur mindset. Okay, if you read this, okay, when the mouse is in a jar, it is all rice. He felt that life was peaceful and so he just stayed there and enjoyed it. until one day the jar ran out of price. At this time, he discovered that it was a deep in the bottom of the jar and could not go out anymore. He impulsively looked outside and cried. If you're of an age that can withstand the challenges of life, then do not choose comfort. So, okay, what I want to correlate in your space, okay, uh, maybe today if you have a uh, well-wisher or a backbone investor with you, do not really have comfort zone that okay, I'm getting all my expenses of my entrepreneurship or maybe ideation or my innovation on someone's cost. Let me do it comfortably. Okay, you may miss the bus sometime. Okay, so that comfort is like a trap. Okay, you should never be in a comfort. Okay, and also I'm going to give an example how this comfort has made life slightly challenged for one of the food startup uh, fellow or my friend, I can say. He was trying to introduce a different kind of a dosa in Bengaluru because Bengaluru is famous for the dosa. You can see that dosa giants everywhere. And recently, I think most of you may be knowing in the north side also, one of the best startup or maybe close to the unicorn also I can say that Rameshwaram Cafe, which they're doing business in not only lakhs in millions and every day. Okay, again simple hotel. Okay, for idli, dosa and dishes of South Indian. Okay, so similarly, this one of my friend thought of introducing a different variety of dosa, which is famous maybe around 150 kilometers away from Bengaluru. Okay, as a kind of a that name as a dosa center, and he was searching for a good shop in the uh, eatery space, and he was discussing with many of the shop owners or uh, owners and to have the very good tenancy. And that time he was discussing many people and he could not able to get a good best economical rent. He almost took kind of a 6 to 8 months. Okay, and when he opened that shop, something called Mudubagal Dosa, what we say in Bengaluru in Karnataka, when opened the shop after 8 months or something by searching is very different type of dosa, crispy dosa. Within a week, one more shop has been set up near to his shop, maybe 100 meters away. So how this is, again, it's a more of a comfort zone. Is that one, okay, this kind of dosa nowhere it is there in Bangalore. He was just keep on discussing here and there from everybody. Someone steal this idea and he is also in a quick mode is looked into a shop and he also opened within a week's time. And this fellow took almost 8 months to set up the dosa shop and he would have steal the idea month back or 2 months back. He also opened the shop within a week. Now it's a tough competition, both of them. We were able to see a huge crowd in both the shops. And this is a very special dosa shop. So like that, again, uh, we should not really stay comfort any stage of the our entrepreneur journey. Okay. So next slide is slightly uh, I don't want to use that word cumbersome. It's more of a more informative slide. I would like to give a minute or 2 minutes to just read out this slide. Okay. It is really good that rather than me reading, you just read, we can focus some of the boxes. Let me know if someone read everything.
Yes, sir. I have read it.
Good.
Yes, sir, me too.
So, okay, now rather than going all the boxes, I think it is a self-explanatory. I would like to know that any of the one or two or couple of things which you would like to discuss more. Choice is yours, or I can also pick up few which is I feel very important in our life. What it mean by as a leader, we should always think differently, think unique way. That's what actually the message here. You can pick anything if you want to really have a good conversation with some examples.
It's the last one. Row number 4, column number 3.
Okay. When people ask, what do you do? Answer, whatever it takes. This is the one.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So what it mean by like when people ask, what do you do? Answer, whatever it takes. So what it mean by, see, normally people are going to be question you rather than suggest you or support you or empathize you. This is our Indian mentality. I can say in one way, other way it's a practice. Okay. Hey, what are you doing? Okay. You should really ready to answer that whatever it takes mean what exactly is expecting or what exactly you're trying to achieve your vision and mission, not that materialistic way of answer. Okay. Uh, or in other way, you should also answer which the other side of the person should feel fly. Okay, you should take it, that one. That's what I meant to say. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Others, anyone would like to pick up any one box we can discuss? Or you can also add value, really. Honestly speaking, it is not that I only share. And as I said, everyone was born leaders. Okay, we will be knowing um, than anyone else in any of the aspects, any of the corner.
Would be glad if you explain the first one a little bit.
If you think you're too small to make a difference, try sleeping with a mosquito. That's one.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, many times I will give my example today or yesterday. Uh, we are having a heavy rains here due to this cyclone impact on the eastern part of the country. And as my profile, I don't know how many of you gone through. I'm a great community friend. Okay. And I always try to be with the community and doing my volunteership wherever is possible. And yesterday I was with that one of the urban flooded area to support the community to evacuate one of the big apartment pool uh, where 2,500 people used to stay and overnight because of heavy pouring. And all those people we need to evacuate. Okay. And I used to go as a volunteer along with the civil defense team as a volunteer. And there I was able to see NDRF, like a National Disaster Response Force, State Disaster Response Force. Everybody came there also evacuating. And when we went, we were also able to help because those big teams is to bring the people from their apartments to the road and they'll drop it. Again, in that heavy traffic and huge crowd, we were helping these stranded people to catch a taxi, Ola, Uber, because many people were not having the phones, the chargers are charging over, they were not having the phone. We were helping them to get the Ola and Uber to go to the respective relatives' home or maybe lodges or hotels and all. It may be a small, because at that point of time they were not having the charged phones in their hands. They cannot book Ola, they cannot call their relatives and all. As a volunteers, we did the small. So even the small help is a big relief to them to reach to the hotel, paying guest, or maybe their relative's house. So similarly, you should never feel it's a small. And mosquito is very small. And if you sleep with mosquito, you will come to the change tomorrow, either you have dengue or malaria. The mosquitoes are such a small thing can make your life, and if you're married, your wife is miserable. Right? That's what this definition says. You may feel that only I'm a small, I cannot do any impact or I cannot do anything. I cannot make a difference. But the mosquito is so small can make a difference. And I think, in Bengaluru, we have lot many cases of dengue and malaria, and especially for the dengue, not much of a straight way of treatment. Many people are losing their life. This is what it says.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. So again, I always find it very favorable to me that the second box in the first row, if plan A fails, remember you have 25 letters left. Always we say in a corporate, no, hey, if plan A does not work, let us go for plan B. That's what we always think, if plan A and plan B. But if you think differently, the same thing, someone feels that okay, if plan A doesn't work, another 25 letters are there. Why should I bother? Right? So this is that I always like to see there are so many operators are there, not like one. Think differently. Nothing is wrong. Okay. So let's move on to the next. If anyone else would like to discuss in any of the, see, all this is as a leader, you should know. That's what actually the whole crook of this slide. As a leader, you should think differently. Okay. Leader will never think in a straight path. If not this, if not this. Okay, that's what actually it says. Anyone else would like to discuss any other box? So shall we go to the next slide? Yeah. Yeah. So this is again for a leader, no, very much relevant and also important, I can say. Which circle we should have a small, which circle we should have a big. Okay. The circle of concern, if it is a big, you are not going to grow. Okay. The definitions are very much clear. Circle of concern was a circle of control. The first one says, again, I'm just going to read out the English. How reactive people act. The large circle of concern and a small circle of control. A lot of time and energy is wasted reacting to issues that they cannot control. That means, as a leader, if you have in your mind or brain or your eyes or your ears more in this outer circle information, like example, the weather, can we control? Will we keep bothering? Okay. ओ यहाँ पर हरियाणा में वो बर्न करते हैं इसलिए वो ऐसा हो जाता है, ओडिशा में ये करते हैं वो ऐसा हो जाता है, कर्नाटक में ऐसा करते हैं ऐसा हो जाता है. Will we keep on thinking for the weather? Oh, this is the impact, that's the impact, that's the impact, this is the impact. Okay. Yes, we should know. We should proactive more. We should do small contribution what we can do. but we need not to be worried for that because that's not in our control. Example, okay, the wars, weapons, and terrorist threats. Yes, we should be with our own safety net and security net, and we should always spread the fragrance of good things to the community, good things to the world, country. But these are not in our control. We need not to be worried. Okay, if it's happening, it's going to be happen. We cannot control. Okay, the economy. Many times we'll be having long debates and deliberations on the economy, sitting on the stage. I'm able to see many times, no, this fireside chat or deliberations, no. I feel personally it's not going to be helpful to me unless we're going to discuss, make questions to the decision maker. Okay, and okay, the smaller circle within you, where you live, where you work, where you read, what you do is going to be become smaller because your mind is going to read more of these things. So the concern should be very small, which we cannot control, which we cannot avoid, which we cannot escape. No, forget it. Focus on what we can do. That's why the right side circle says the proactive people act. How proactive people act? Okay. The small circle of concern and the large circle of control. A lot of time and energy is focused on issues that are within their control. You try to invest your time, energy, effort more on your attitude and enthusiasm, on your business, what you're going to start, or places you're going to travel to. It is not like a tourism places. What I mean to say, to whom you have to connect as a prospective customers or a prospective influencer to you, where you work, okay, what you read. All this is again very generic uh, mm, uh, actions where you have to spend more time because all this is in your control. Whom to meet, when to meet, where to meet, what purpose to meet, okay, and how exactly we have to make that conversation as a success and all. All this is in your control so that you can plan better to make your things. The other side of the things is smaller time, okay, which we are not able to control anything, which we are not able to influence anything. So energy should, I don't want to use that word burn. Energy should invest more into what you can control, what you can lead, or what you're able to achieve. Okay, so something like that. Is it clear? Any question, clarification in the slide?
All clear, sir.
Good. Let's move on to the, yeah. So this is one more characteristic of a leader and very important also. This is not my responsibility and this is my responsibility. And you have to very clearly categorize these two. Okay, for what you are responsible, you should bother. For what you're not responsible, you should not bother. Okay, so outer circle again, simple. Other people words, you cannot control that. You cannot keep counter for every conversational comment which is coming from others. Okay, so sometimes you take it, sometimes you omit it, sometimes you consume it, sometimes you forget it. Okay, other people mistakes. See, the more mistakes of other people we see, which is not relevant to my circle, it's a negative thoughts in your mind. Okay, the more and more negative thoughts is going to be in our mind when you see the mistakes. Try to avoid seeing the mistake. I would just like to give one small example here. Recently, I was having one of the forum. Is a very good speaker. Is a very good educationist, I can say, in Karnataka. He was telling with some kind of a survey or maybe some kind of a research that in India, the mother or father usually converse with their children up to the age of 18 on every day, 80% with a negative manner, 20% with a positive manners. I really confused sometimes the moment when he used this word. Then he briefed slightly detailed way. If you look into in Indian context, any father and mother, no, they keep telling to small kids, okay, at least for the primary and middle school kids, don't do this, don't talk that one, don't take this one, it's going to be spoiled, it's going to be break, okay. Every word will be having a negative impact. वो मत करो, ये नहीं देखना है, वो नहीं देखना है, नहीं देखना है, नहीं देखना है, नहीं करना है, नहीं करना है, मत करना है, देख. That means keep on telling that negative words to that our children, and it's becoming a kind of a negativity with a child mind as well as a father and mother mind. You just see, he says that on 80% of parents, 80% of conversations with a negative node with their children. Okay, so I also surprised this research and survey. I don't know, I cannot challenge him, but he's a very big educationist. Knowledgeable in the education field area, and he is doing a lot of this kind of research and survey, and then he's going to give suggestions to government to modify the syllabus, academia, many things. Well, I felt when I looked into even our life, the same thing. We keep on telling to our kids, hey, don't do that one, don't do this one, don't eat that one, don't eat this one. Rather than telling that one, hey, rather than why can't you eat banana? Or instead of cake, make it that same conversation with a positive note. Okay, hey, instead of going in the right side of the footpath, why can't go in the left side? But that's more safer rather than don't go in right side. Okay, something like that. So no, don't do. No, all this is kind of a negative words. Okay, so that's what actually I just realized. Okay, other people beliefs and all those outer circle, no, it's not our responsibility or my responsibility. Just try to omit or try to ignore. Sometimes we may not able to ignore, but try to give less importance for that because you're not responsible. You focus, this is what my responsibility, my words, my behavior, my actions, my efforts, my mistakes, and should be open for listening your mistakes, example, my ideas, and the consequence of my actions. This is your responsibility because you're going to deliver this one. You're going to deliberate these things. And that is your responsibility. Right? You have to focus more on this one. How can I make my statements better next time? How can I have my conversation better next time with my prospective customer? How can I try to see my product behaves or actions better the next time by fine tuning? It is in your control and your responsibility. Example. Okay. Any question, clarification, suggestion in this slide?
All clear, sir.
Okay, good. So let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so this is again, I normally go through this slide for a corporate employees as a managers and all, but still I felt just to give that high level of picture to you, the 5 principal elements of daily management. When you're going to do your actions, your innovation, your startup studio activities, just see the visual controls. Whatever you do, try to make it as more visual controls for you so that you will not forget the things. And daily accountability process. Every day you have to make a kind of a opening remarks and closing remarks kind of a thing. No, open up with your own what you did yesterday and how is it is concluded and what is it you want to do. And at the end of the day, just conclude that on what you did. Okay, so that you will be having a kind of a balance sheet on the day. Okay, and next day you know what to do. Okay, leader standard work. Okay, this is what very big word. Again, as I said, no. Every day try to see how your leadership was yesterday and how your leadership is going to be today. Improvisation with your communication, with your ideation, with your learning, or with your goal setting, whatever it may be, right? Okay, all those things just you have to look back. A root cause analysis. Again, you have to spare some time to do the root cause analysis. If something goes wrong, you should really spare some time to see what is the root cause for this one. How can you do better next time? Okay, don't ignore it. If any failures, if any challenges, uh, just try to do small root cause analysis using some tools, maybe fishbone diagram, or Pareto diagram, or whatever it may be, as simple or as complex. You can look for the many of the tools in the internet. So you'll come to know. The last one, the most important again, because this is what my strength, I can say, discipline. Leaders consistently verify the health of the process and systems. Whatever you set the process or a system, you should abide for that. You should ensure that it's going to be implemented, it's going to be actioned as it is. Okay. I would like to give one example here as a leader perspective, and this is my strength also. Uh, I I was a manager almost close to 2010, 14 years. Okay, as a direct people manager. Okay, rather than I always call it me as a leader. Okay, in the industry and SAP, and before that I was a consultant. There also I was leader in front of my customers. So I always tell to my team members, see, as a leader, I should be the example for whatever I'm going to say to you. I give a beautiful example to my team members always. If you are coming late to office, the two eyes are going to observe you. That is the Rajesh. Okay. Oh, today Akhilesh came late. Okay. Just keep in mind in IT industry, all this is common. But again, when it comes to the yearly performance appraisal, we normally say, hey, so many days you're coming late and you're not to the punctual at that, this and that. Because the performance appraisal wise time, we have to make convincing of this colleague why I given the less increment or more increment or less grade, something like that. Okay. So I always say, hey, sorry, I taken the name Akhilesh. Okay. You're coming late to office. The two eyes are going to observe. But, however, if Rajesh comes to late to office, there are 180 eyes are going to observe because 90 people were there in my team one point of time. All 90 people are going to observe, hey, Rajesh has not come today. Rajesh has not come today. Rajesh has not come today. Okay. So I should have that kind of a discipline. I should stick on to my words. And even sometimes if I'm going to the meetings to some other offices, no, I just make my meeting blocker. Okay, in meeting in another office, so that my colleagues will be all 90 people will be coming to know morning. They've opened the calendar. Oh, Rajesh is in meeting some other. Okay, or in the same building with a kind of ad hoc meeting, I'll just put it into my whiteboard. Will be there next to me. Okay, I'm into 7th floor for an event. So people will be knowing. Not that I not come, something like that. So this is one example I given. Similarly, as a leader, when you're going to have your own team, try to see you should be kind of a consistently verify the health and process of systems, and you're also going to abide for those things. Okay. Shall we move to the next slide? Yeah. So this is again as a leadership quadrangle. Always this also I try to give you some kind of a examples too in the corporate level. Okay, this is very simple again, self-explanatory. Okay, very quickly we can do wrong things in a wrong way. And if you want to do in the right things in the right way, it takes time. That's what that the distance shows from here to here. Okay. So we should try to see always, am I in this quadrangle? Pursuing the right goals and efficient way with the highest return on investment or cost efficient way, how exactly I can do my product or my service or my process or my framework. Okay, this is what you have to aim. Okay, sometimes you may end up here, sometimes you may end up here, but you should never end up in this first box. Okay, so this is again when you become a kind of a MD or when you're going to actionize your company, all this is more important. Okay, today as a leader, you also should know these are the things, and you also educate your team. That is what one of the biggest thing in the team management. Okay, with respect to your problem solving or with respect to conflict management, with respect to team spirit, these are the things you should always communicate to your team members. It is not only in a corporate that I'm a manager, I have to communicate to my team members. As I said, as a entrepreneur, no, you will be having a set of people along with you. That's not your team, and you should keep communicating this thing within your team in a positive trend. Okay, yeah, this is a big slide. Nevertheless, mm, is important. Maybe you can note down this slide. Every time you're going to come across situation to take some decisions, small, medium, big decisions. It is not that based on the value. It is not based on the design, or it is not based on the your perception or understanding. Okay, it's based on your vision and vision. Okay, any decision can lead or impact to your vision and mission in this stage of the entrepreneurship. Okay, so this slide gives a detailed uh, theory or maybe algorithms, I can say, how to make a big decisions. In simplified word, if I want to say what if analysis. Okay, if I don't do this one today, what's going to be happen? Okay, oh, this may happen, this may not happen, or this may be one more option may be there. Just try to see what is best, and according to them, you take a decision. And the decisions is always a kind of a situation based. It cannot be fixed. Today's decision, what you've taken, may be wrong for tomorrow, or today's decision, what you've taken, may be right for tomorrow, may be wrong for today. Okay. Again, look into for the situation for the inner circle time zone and outer circle time zone and take the right decision. What is good for my journey? Okay. Example that Aether, they had a plan of bringing the product to the market in a 3 years time, where they consumed almost close to 28 or 29 months only for the product perspective, and they had a very less time for the go to market. So the decisions, whatever they've taken in the beginning of 28 months or 29 months, is more into the product decisions only, influencing market decision. They also always kept it aside. This is wrong for that situation. They have taken the decisions inappropriately with the time frames. Okay, example. And again, some Google jokes I think you might have seen, right? When the Google about to sell to some company, they said, okay, hey, why should I purchase this one? Or when Kodak is found that one so digital film is going to come, okay, we are going to be marketer, why should we bother about that one? So Kodak is vanished today, something like that. Okay, so this decision tree is again important, and there are many ways we can make a what if analysis, how to take a decision. Okay, how to influence to the decision. Any question, clarification in this space? Okay, let us move to the Okay, and again, this is as a leader should always open to change. And in industry, the change is always pain. That's what we used to say. Any change is a pain. Okay, even at home, you're placing your sofa in one direction, and if your parents or someone says, "Hey, can you place the sofa this side? Is more space you're going to get." It's a pain. Oh, I used to sit and see the television in this direction. It was really good. Now I had to adjust that side like that. Every small change is going to give the feeling of pain. But when we do that analysis for the change management, we're going to gain something better most of the times, and sometimes maybe failures also. And again, uh, to make the changes, you should have a kind of a reasons and also a data and also intervals. That's what this says. What exactly you need to see to make some decisions in the change management on daily, weekly, on monthly basis, on quarterly basis, and annually basis. When you go to become an entrepreneur, these are the validation points in every intervals you have to adapt or you have to oversee and you have to keep in mind that one. No, okay, this time I have to look into this, and if anything requires, I need to adapt the changes for that. Okay, example, your vision and mission cannot be daily or monthly effort to keep changing. It's a lifetime. And your balance sheet annually or at the most quarterly. You cannot make a trial balance sheet on daily basis or monthly basis. In a big business, small businesses, you can do it where that cash transaction, cash purchase will be there. No, there we can do it. Where the credit business will be there, again, trial balance sheet is slightly challenged for monthly or quarterly is a favorably better example. Okay, roadmap. So depends on again, if it's a small food business, the roadmap may be maximum is 3 months based on the season, based on the floating population, based on the festivals and all. It's a kind of a uh, consumer goods, washing machine or maybe television. No, it's a roadmap should be very big. You cannot keep changing every 3 months something. Example. Okay, so this is again a food for thought for a leader. How exactly I should have a checkpoints which can trigger the change management for my business. Okay. So in a serious note of the this session is a last slide. Next to 2, 3 slides is a fun perspective. Okay. So again, I want to spend some time on the team building space here. I would like to give some time for you to just look into this slide, understand how, as a leader, you should have the team management, a team spirit, a team building should be there. So let me know once you go through, then we can have a conversation. Shall we have gone through?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, with respect to team management, when you're going to start with your team, the very first and basic level, no, you should have the clear cut expectation deliverables and a good team culture within your team. It may be 2 member team, it may be 5 members team, it may be 10 members team, whatever it may be. Everyone should know what to do, what to deliver, for what he is responsible. This is a very basic thing as a team management. As a leader, you have to make a kind of a uh, documentation. Very first level. Then you should make them as a equal opportunity partners. Belongingness, you should bring that belongingness within your team. Because first level, when you give this clear cut instruction, no, for what is deliverable, what is this, for what is accountable, and having a team culture, they will be doing their activity, but they should not work like a mission. Okay, they should not work like a monotonous kind of a job. They should also have that belongingness. If I am doing right things, my company can grow, I can grow. That kind of ownership should be there. If I do mistake, it's going to impact me personally and my company and my customers and my product also. That belongingness should come within your team. That you have to promote the communication such a way that one, hey, this is what as a team we need to achieve. If one person does a mistake, it's going to be impact for everyone. Again, we have to invest in duplication of efforts. That means one's mistake, one person mistake is going to harm for 10 members. Then once it's been stabilized, then you should also look for the recognition. Whoever is doing good, you should go with the kind of a recognition. Recognition is not always with the money or something. Recognition also can be appreciation note. Example, recognition can be kind of a loud voice recognition among the team in front of everyone. Okay, recognition also can be tap on his back. Whatever it may be, this will motivates and this will improvise your effectiveness in the work. It also brings ownership within the team member, colleague, and also uh, there also going to be openness among the team to give feedback, and open culture and all is going to come. The moment when you recognize in a transparent way, you are able to achieve certain extent of feedbacks from the team also. Then you should look for your team growth space. what else my team members can do, or how exactly I can improvise my team members' growth plan. Like kind of a, okay, if your team is growing to 10 members, no, I should have a one kind of a team lead. Then you have to publish it. Hey, we are going to have a one team lead among your 10 members because now the team is big. I cannot focus more. I cannot manage directly. I need a team lead among yourself. So that means it's a growth plan for you. Okay. And it's a vertical growth and intersectional cross horizontal growth also will be there. If your business is going to be grow, then you can also look into, okay, who is really doing good among this 10? I need one team lead to manage the production activities, and I need one person to take care of the marketing activities among you. Okay, so horizontal growth and vertical growth. You should have some kind of a plan. Then the fifth level is going to come, that clear cut ownership among every one of your team members. Okay, the self actualization, the purpose. Okay, encourage innovative project and align team goals with the personal values. That means your team members should come forward to join hands in your growth plan of ideation or whatever it may be. Till that time, they'll be acting like a doers, employees. At one stage, you should bring them kind of a equal partners kind of a stage. Then they're going to add more value to your business, your product, your service. This is where we have to develop that team spirit with a pyramid way. And the last one is creating more leaders. Okay, again, I just have one simple story. My friends, the four college mates, they have started one startup 26 years back, I believe. The three members friends, and they have worked on the field in the air condition area, HVAC, almost close to 10 years. They made their hands dirty, and they used to go, one friend as a marketing, one friend as a manufacturing production and all, one friend is more into services, customer relationship and all, post sales services. They were made their hands dirty. After 10 or 15 years, close to, they started developing the next set of leaders, a marketing manager, a production manager, a service manager, and all. And these three friends sat like kind of a directors. They're going to have only it deals more than 1 crore, less than 1 crore. Everything will be handled by the managers level. Example. Okay. So like that, you have to create the leaders. It is not only you are going to sharpen your leadership skill, and you're also ensure that one creating a more leaders to take care of your succession plan. Even if it is a ownership firm, you should have that next level of leaders within your family or friends or outside, whatever it may be. In a public enterprises, you should always have that kind of a second level of leaders who can really take care in your absence or in your growth plan, and they're also partners. And the bottom side, you can see that the 6 tips for leaders to build high performing team. Okay, this is where actually you have to give note. Okay, all this is very self-explanatory, very simple English it's given. So each tip is going to help you to build the great team spirit, team management, team collaboration, and team grow. Okay, any question, clarification, suggestion here in this slide?
Yes, sir. One question.
Yeah.
When we interview some people about anything, to check if their personal goals aligns with the company's goals, people tend to fake a lot in interviews. So how can we avoid that, and how can we detect what their actual goals are?
Hey, good point. So, okay, I've been interviewing at least last 15 years, and an average of monthly, definitely I would have gone through around 15 to 20 interviews. My personal experience is always we come across this kind of a challenges or maybe situations in every interview, because The moment when someone is heard that when they have an interview with SAP, their eyes will be big. Oh, SAP, big company, big salary and all. Okay. I personally used to see, do I really hire best talent or right talent? Okay. Or the best hiring or right hiring? This is, I learned from the Abhijit Baduri, who was one of the well-known HR guy. He used to work in Taj group of hotels. Almost 20 years back, I heard his uh, uh, speech and I had a conversation with him. He has given two value pointers to me how we have to narrow down a candidate during interview. Very first thing he said, see, you're looking a person to offshore your responsibility and accountability to him. That means it is not only uh, it is not only a kind of a is going to deliver the things, is also share that responsibility with you. That means you should hire the human being, not the technical uh, tech, technology filled uh, soft body,
Person
something
of
like that.
high trust, something like that.
Yeah, correct. So first you give importance to understand that human being itself. What is he? What is his aspirations? What is his family background? Okay, what is trying to achieve in his life? Okay, and what was his previous experience? They would have written many things in the CV. Just try to uh, make some kind of a cross communication with him about his CV, and also always go back to their academics. This is what one thing I don't know. They will tell many things in the interview. When I'm going to catch in their academics, be it in a science or maths or engineering or management, no, I try to go back to the basics of their academics. Okay, I will try to catch out how this person is really climbed the ladder by just simply by hearting, or just he took the academics by heart. Okay, there also we can have one checkpoint. Some people could not able to satisfy me in a simple difference between the modem and switch. They're from the computer science engineering or maybe IT technology engineering. They will not be knowing. As a common man, I asked them what is the difference between the modem and the switch. They could not able to answer sometimes. That means I understand this person is just studied for the employment purpose. That's it. That means he never took that ownership in his heart. Okay, so we have to look into many parameters and ultimately give importance for the human being. This is one side. The other side, example, the Tata Hotel that Abhijit Baduri is given example. We are hiring for our hotels and Tata hotels always from the tier 2 and tier 3 cities only, not from tier 1 cities. I asked why? Because they said when these people are working in my hotel, I will be having a guest in every spectrum. And if tier 2, tier 3 city comes, they will not be having a kind of a so they'll be having a kind of understanding as a big family picture and the transparent way and genuineness will be there generally. Again, this is all general facts. Okay, so similarly, we should also try to see where is he from. Okay, what is exactly his skill? Is that skill is going to match exactly what I'm looking for? Okay, he may not be the best among the pool of 10 or 12 papers we come, but he may be the right candidate for my position. Okay, is something is really good in communication and you're looking for a marketing, he whether he is doing communication by his heart or his eyes and mouth. Okay, who is going to speak with from their eyes and mouth, they may not really able to do the justice for that marketing job. Okay, again depends on the product. Okay, so all those things we have to see and narrow down, and definitely wrong hiring will be there in industry. Okay, it cannot be avoided. Is it make sense?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Anything else we need to discuss in this slide? Okay. So we can, sorry, yeah.
All clear, sir.
Okay. So next two slides are very fun slides, not much of. Okay, again, when we look at the team management, no, these are the slides as I just thought of sharing with you. We should not drive our team only with respect to the process driven kind of a people. Then this is what is going to happen. We would have written in one of the process document to pluck the fruits, you have to climb the tree, then you have to pluck the fruits. And he's doing the same thing, even though it's uh, uh, kind of a hand reachable. Okay, what happens when the process becomes more important in an organization than the result? But you get these fruits standing in the ground itself, but the process says you have to climb that tree. So like that, when you're going to developing a process, ensure that you have to add some of the if and but situations. Okay, that means the process should be for universal way for all the situations depending. Okay, maybe that last slide. Now, last but two. These are the things as a leader always should keep. Okay, this is supposed to come in the beginning itself. I purposefully kept it to the last because the time wasters again is a not the positive perspective. It's more into the other side. That's why I just kept it in the last. Okay. Uh, mm, uh, the 9 time wasters normally we know all these things. Example, every time you cannot become a perfect, right? Trying to do everything perfectly 1:1. Okay. Sometimes you have to compromise. Oh, I attempted 5 times, could not have done. Maybe this 95% itself is better for me. Go ahead. Don't waste your time. Example. Okay. And repeating the same mistakes. Once, that's what I'm very important thing. The problem solving root cause analysis is very much important for a leader. So that you will not be going to repeat your mistakes. Okay. So waiting for inspiration. Okay. And that's what that comfort zone. Let us do it. Okay. All those things we have to keep it outside from our mind. Okay. Good. At the last, again, small fun as a leader when you're going to grow and when you'll be having a team, you should also keep in mind these things should not be. Okay. Management's expectation from their employees. You have to give the right resource in the right situation, then expect from your employee. Okay, you should not expect magics from your employee. And also you should not keep a carrot to run your employee for a long time. It's always, you may be able to achieve the immediate success, immediate goals, but in the long run, it is not. And again, your employee is also going to think like this. And you're also going to be employee sometime. Okay, in the beginning, you're going to draw some money from your own company. Okay, something which comes slowly, it goes fastly. That means you'd also take care of your employee the best possible way. Okay, so this is where I would like to conclude from my side with respect to the leadership as a behavioral space and the characteristics and the team management. How exactly we should build team and to take the spirit of the team and to have the better team management. Okay, this will be the last slide from my side. So anything anyone would like to ask? Oh, almost close to 8. So because Akhilesh, this leadership and team management, no, normally I take kind of a 1 day of session. Leadership is not small. As I said in the beginning, the first umbrella will be having a 4 security, grow, operation admin and well-being. And below that one will be having a further layer of goal setting, problem solving, conflict management, team spirit, learnability, competitive, and comfortableness, communication. Okay, it almost close to 1 day of training, and team management again another 1 day with the practical activities. But I try to do as best as possible in a smaller fashion within 2 hours to the members on both the topics. Okay. Any questions? I'm open. I can be still available some more minutes.
So I think you have covered pretty much all of them.
Okay. Good. So that's what from my side, Akhilesh. If any no other questions, and again, you're open to shoot me a question anytime. You can give your feedback to Akhilesh, and you can also share any questions to him. He can again connect with me, and I will be available. Thank you, Bhavya.
Thank you so much, sir, for this great session.
Thank you very much.
Management.
Thanks, Shyam. Thanks, everyone. And again, I wish you all the very best for you, for your academics and your ideas, your inspiration. Okay. I really feel proud because when I used to study, the entrepreneurship or the startup means we were not at all knowing anything 32 years back. And today, all this is part of your career within your college time.